We all face moral dilemmas at least at some point in our lives. This raises the question, what's the right way to reason about such dilemmas? What more fundamentally do we have most reason to do? In his magisterial book, The Methods of Ethics, published in 1874, Henry Sidgwick examines three conceptions of what we have most reason to do. Rational egoism, which says that what we have most reason to do is maximize our own happiness. Utilitarianism, which says that what we have most reason to do is maximize general happiness, the happiness of all sentient creatures. And common sense morality, which says we should abide by a set of principles, a plurality of principles, tell the truth, keep your promises, benefit those near and dear to you, and to a lesser extent, strangers. Common sense morality is not basic, he argues, but it can be reconciled with utilitarianism, which sustains and supports its main principles. Sidgwick concludes the book arguing that there is a conflict between utilitarianism and egoism, each of which has a good argument in support of it. The difficulty Sidgwick finds is that in practice, egoism and utilitarianism conflict. Sometimes what's good for the general happiness comes at a cost, a significant cost to my happiness. Sometimes which produces the most happiness for me comes at a cost to overall happiness. Sidgwick found no way to reconcile egoism and utilitarianism, so he ended the book in despair. Sidgwick's book is dense and difficult. In my book, Sidgwick's Ethics, I examine the argument for egoism, the argument for utilitarianism, the argument against common sense morality, and the argument for the dualism of practical reason, that conflict between egoism and utilitarianism. In addition, I pay close attention to Sidgwick's conception of moral knowledge, or his conception of how we arrive at justified moral beliefs. The aim of the book is to clarify the main theses and the scholarly disputes about them, and also to shed light on the philosophical viability of Sidgwick's arguments. And finally, I hope to provide insight into the kinds of problems and issues that Sidgwick discusses and their importance and practical relevance to our daily lives.